Jenny, are we going to talk about exercise today? Yeah. Okay. All right, good girl. Go. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another little chat with me and Jenny here out on our walk. So I do want to talk. I want to give some advice, some friendly advice on exercise, staying fit. Not that I am the world's most fit person. I'm certainly not. I don't have like six-pack abs and whatever, right? Oh, look at that, right off the bat. Boom, good girl. I like that. I don't even have to pick it up there on the trail. I don't think so. That is kind of close. You're cutting it close with your poops. Doesn't matter. Anyways, no, I am not an expert on anything, really, in life, but especially not physical fitness. I'm not a trainer. I'm not a competitive athlete. I'm not any of those things. But I'll tell you something I'm pretty proud of as it relates to my fitness, and that is I really enjoy all of the different exercise things in my life. I enjoy it. I look forward to them. I am in pretty good shape. I had my physical last week in great shape. I'm 40 years old, right? So rather than this little video being you should absolutely do this stuff. Look at how amazing and fit I am, and I have gigantor muscles, and I'm super sexy. No. Instead of being that type of advice, I figured I would just talk about some of the things that I have found really helpful over the past, decade-ish, as it relates to physical fitness, staying healthy. I think it's super important. So that's what I want to just riff on today on this little talk. First of all, hello. How are you? How are you doing? Hope you're doing good. If you watch this video, this is really early on in the channel, give me a comment. I'm going to stand on the one leg here. I'm tightening my Chacos. I'm not a big fan of Chacos, but they do work. They serve a really specific purpose. Big fan, but they got to be tight. Okay, sorry. Yeah, drop me a comment if you enjoyed these videos. If you have questions on anything I'm about to talk about, I'd love to hear it. There you go. Hashtag YouTube. Hashtag like, comment, subscribe. Hashtag Golden Retrievers. Hashtag Jenny. Hashtag I'm out. Okay. By the way, you're welcome. I took notes on my phone really quickly on some of the things I wanted to talk about, so I don't ramble too much. I like these videos being kind of off the cuff, just casual. I don't really care if anybody watches. This is just as much for me as it is for you. But sometimes it's nice to have like a general idea of what I want to talk about. So I took some notes. There you go. You're welcome. So I have maybe like 4 or 5 tips here for exercise, staying fit and healthy. Number 1, don't be afraid to invest the money into your health. This is something I didn't have a decade ago. I'm a pretty, I don't want to say cheap. I feel like frugal is a more polite term. I don't like spending money on a lot of things. I'm pretty cheap, frugal by nature, always have been. I did not grow up rich. I did not grow up dirt poor either, to be fair. I was blessed with a solid middle class lifestyle, but I've never had like a ton of money for anything. So it's hard for me to spend money on things. However, I think the old adage is true. If you don't have your health, you don't have anything. And I feel like if you're in your 20s or 30s watching this, I know you're tired of hearing this, but you probably don't understand quite yet. I really feel like I didn't understand even 5 years ago. I feel like the last couple of years have it put things in perspective. Oh my gosh, your health can and will degrade over time. It will slip away, sometimes over the matter of a week as you start to get older. And I'm not even that old. Well, maybe if you're 20 and watching this video, you're like, he's 40? Oh my God, what? He's so old. Well, I'm not that old. What is it? Jenny, come. Hang on. Come. Good girl. She was rolling in poop, I bet. Were you rolling in poop? You're doing something naughty. Good girl. All right, come here. Yeah, yes, ma'am. You were rolling in poop. I can't punish you for that because I want you to come when I call, but I can see something on your backside I'm not really happy about. Yeah. Well, here you go. Okay. I'm mad at you, but I can't show you that. It's not going to do me any good. Go on. Okay. You know what I mean? Dog training is messed up, bro. Anyways, back on par with what I was saying. Yeah, monthly memberships to your YMCA or a gym or buying some exercise equipment to use at home. Those things cost money. And if I'm being honest, like sometimes those things surprise me just how much money they cost. Let's not even talk about health insurance and doctor visits, especially if you're in the US. Let's not talk about that today. But I think my point is, try to loosen up on how you spend money if it's going to benefit your health. I think you can't take money to the grave. That's obvious. And health truly is like one of the biggest assets in your entire life. Can't get back time. If you don't have your health, I mean, seriously, everything else in your life becomes way less important, I would argue. Takes over. So, invest. There you go. Number 2. Tip numero dos. This is going to be a weird one. Try to optimize what you're already doing. And I mean this in a few different ways. Actually, let's start with the easiest example ever. What I'm doing right now. You can't see it, but I actually have a weighted backpack on. And if you're wondering why I sound a little short of breath, it's because I'm not just walking in the woods. I'm not just hiking. I'm actually, well, they love to call it rucking. I have a rucksack on. It's nothing fancy. It's literally a 30-year-old hiking backpack. It's actually my wife's. I stole it. She's had it for ages though. This super old hiking backpack that I just put weight in. And right now it's actually a little bit lighter than it normally is, just because I'm nursing an injury. Speaking of health taking over, nursing a bit of an injury in my hip, my leg. So it's not quite as heavy as it normally is, but it is heavier. It's like 25, 30 pounds heavier, and it makes for a much more intense hike / walk. It will get your heart rate up. I'm literally walking around 30 pounds heavier. It's building my muscles in small ways. It's not like an overwhelming, now I'm like running a marathon on my 20-minute hike. No. But it's just a little bit more optimal. So that's one of my examples. I'm already doing this anyways because of my dog. Jenny, good girl. Come on. Good girl. Go. I don't know what she was doing. I'm already walking the dog anyways, so I might as well burn more calories doing it. So I have a weighted backpack on. I do like this company called GoRuck, GoRuck. Their stuff is really expensive. Spoiler alert, speaking of investing in your stuff. I don't think you need to go invest $250 in a rucksack. Like I said, I have this super old hiking backpack, but it does have a little strap across my chest and my waist. It's actually more my stomach because this thing's a little bit too small for me. So it's like, it's nice and supportive. I have the tight straps pulled down, so I'm not wearing like a loose backpack. It like makes sense. It's actually what my camera is mounted on right now, is my little chest strap on my thing. Anyways, GoRuck. If you really wanted to spend money, they have rucksacks there. Actually, they have sandbag training, which we're going to get to in a second as well. But optimize what you're already doing. One more example of this. I do not like weightlifting, like at the gym. I just don't like it. Like it's not fun. I don't like tracking my progress and trying to like do gains and increase weight every week or every like progressive overload enhancement crap. I just don't like it. It's not for me. I tried it for years. It works. It builds muscles, makes you stronger, burns fat. Like it does all the things. If that's you, good. It's not me. But I took a weird approach a couple of years ago, maybe like 4 years ago. I hated it. And so I started spending less time doing it. That's pretty obvious, right? Don't like working out at the gym. I was trying to Okay, how can I make these workouts 25 minutes instead of 30 minutes? How can I make these workouts 20 minutes, 15 minutes? Like, I started going down that route. And as you might expect, like, I tried hard to make it the same sort of workout, but honestly, like, it just wasn't as effective. Okay, duh. I should have known that. Instead, what I should have done, looking back, actually, I quit most weight training, which is what I really should have done. But rather than scale back my time, I really should have asked the question, how can I make this 30 minutes or whatever it was more optimal? So it gives me more of a boost, more effective. Maybe I'll start liking it. Hell, maybe if I saw more gains, more health benefit, I would actually do it more. Maybe I would like it more. Who knows? Hang on a second. Jenny, come on. Jenny, come. You're looking a little suspicious. Come on. You. Saw you. Good girl. All right. Hey, that's good doggy. How many treats do I have? I got plenty. That's a good dog. That way. Okay. Anyways, I should have been asking the question first and foremost, before I just try and spend less time doing something. Well, how can I make the most of the time I'm already spending? And one further example, this depends on your situation. If you walk to work, can you run to work? If you bike to work, can you like aggressively bike to work? Are you standing up at your desk working, like you have a standing desk? Could you buy an under desk treadmill? That's another example that I did. I'm already working. In fact, I already had a standing desk at home. So I bought one of those. It was literally like $100 or less. A under desk treadmill. So now I like walk when I work. That's more calories burnt. By the way, I loved it. Loved it. I thought it would be super weird walking while I'm at my computer. It really wasn't. In fact, I love it so much more than just standing there. It's so much better. Anyways, just another example of making sure you have time when you're already working out or time when you're walking, like walking your dogs. How can you make it more optimal? How can you get more health benefits, if you will, from the same amount of time? You're already walking, you're already hiking, you're already exercising. How can you make it better? How can you work out better, faster, stronger, add more weight to get more benefits? That's it. I'm walking with weight on my backpack. You get the point. I'm starting to ramble. Okay, let me take a breather for just a hot second. Feeling good, looking good. That's for sure. Actually, you're not looking good. You look gross. My lovely dog, she's turning a year old, like in a couple of days. She is just now hitting her first heat cycle, which is, I'm not going to lie, a huge pain. I can't bring her into the vet yet because it has to finish. It has to be done. And then I can take her in the vet to get fixed. But right now, she's neck deep in that first heat cycle there. It's a bit of a pain. So there you go. Come on, Jenny. Let's go. She'll catch up in a second. So, next tip. Why don't we move on? This one, really helpful. Find exercise that makes you happy. It sounds so stupid when you say it out loud like that, but I tried weightlifting for years before I eventually got fed up, and I was like, is there anything else I could do? Is there anything else I could do to get stronger, to build muscle, burn calories, do cardio? Like, what else is there? And I discovered this on accident, again, just a few years ago. I went to my local Y. I was in the middle of a workout, strength training, like 5x5 strong lifts or something. I don't remember. And a guy I knew was playing pickleball. That's right, pickleball. I'm a pickleballer now. He walked over at some point and we chatted for a second. And I mentioned something about pickleball. They have 3 courts in the gym, like 3 days a week. They set up courts and they play. I asked about it a little bit. And he was like, oh yeah, you want to come play sometime? And I was like, yeah, sure. Why not? I can come do that.
Exercise.
It kind of looks fun, right? There's some old people out there. There's some young people out there too, whipping each other's tails with pickleball battles. So, long story short, I loved it. Loved it. So much fun. One of the most accessible sports in the entire world, especially as you get older and you age. But at the same time, it's infinitely more complex at the beginner level than tennis. I love tennis. I played tennis, which is why I love pickleball, probably. I played tennis, but the barrier to get to the intermediate skill levels, I think, is much higher than pickleball, which is why, 85-year-olds can still play pickleball and actually compete against 25-year-olds. But once you get there, once you learn the game, then it actually gets more strategic and complex much faster, which I find interesting. Anyways, you don't care about pickleball, and that's fine. The point is, I started to really like it, and that took over, well, it basically took over all of my cardio. Well, not all, but like 3 days a week. I play pickleball now. It's really good. It has been great. I was going to say it's been great for mobility. Jenny, what are you doing? Come on. It's been mostly great for mobility. Right now I'm injured, and I think it was a pickleball injury. But overall, my legs are stronger. My back is stronger. My knees and ankles, all the joints are much stronger. And it's really good cardio for me most of the time. Sometimes it's a little light, but it's just really great, and I enjoy it. And I was able to drop some of the other exercise things I do that are not as enjoyable. Last point on this is that I found something else that I really like. I liked working out at home. Well, let me just skip ahead. So my last tip here, I think it's my last tip. My last or next to last. My last tip is kind of try your damnedest to make it easy to work out, especially getting started. I feel like for me, half of what I didn't like about working out was putting on my shoes, putting on my socks. It's got to be the right kind of socks, putting on the workout clothes, getting in the car, driving to the gym, signing in to the gym, putting stuff in the locker, and you know what I mean? Like that, I hate wasting time. I just couldn't stand it. I didn't like that. And so during COVID, like everybody else in the world who worked out, I started ordering like a home gym sort of stuff. Didn't actually have that much space, so it wasn't great. And even then, like I told you, I'm not a big fan of really traditional strength training or weightlifting, and I still wasn't, even at home. But it was immediately better. It was a big step up because it was easier, and I had no more excuses like, oh, I got to get fully dressed, and I got to get in my car, and I got to drive to the gym. No, it's here at home. I go down to my basement, and I can work out, which was also like, oh, damn. Now I really don't have an excuse. But I found that I actually worked out more. I did. Just because the barrier to getting started was easier. It was faster. So find exercise that makes you happy and try and make it as easy as possible to get started exercising, like on a daily basis. There's another thing I did. The last thing I want to talk about. I mentioned GoRuck earlier. I like rucking. I got my backpack on. I eventually found that they sold sandbags. I mean, it's a bag of sand, quite literally. And they make them in different sizes for different weights. And they're just more convenient in almost every way than traditional dumbbells, especially, and barbells for that matter. Sandbag training. So I got into this. I ordered one. I think it was my brother. I have a brother. My brother told me about these. He's like, oh yeah, I just ordered a sandbag from GoRuck because a friend was telling me about it or whatever. I was like, that's kind of cool. And I watched some YouTube videos of some of the workouts you could do. And it's pretty basic stuff. Squats, cleans, even like deadlifts, and there's a ton of stuff. A bag of sand is actually surprisingly useful for a bunch of different things. So I ordered one, and I just love it. I love it. Oh no, I messed up. Jenny, come. Sorry about that.
Oh, you're fine.
Come on. Was not paying attention. There we go. Uh-oh. Sit. Good girl. Okay, look at. There's somebody else. Another dog. My bad. Hope you did not scare her. That's my fault. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, so I ordered these sandbags, and I just really enjoyed the workouts. It's just easy. It's literally a bag of sand. You can travel with it. Just dump the sand out. I actually bought a 5-gallon bucket at Home Depot that I can put sand in, and like when I travel, if I want to like take it on a camping trip or whatever, just dump the sand out and you can take it. And then wherever you are, just refill it with sand, which is not always easy, but especially if you're going somewhere with a beach, then just put sand in it. There you go. Not that I travel with a lot, but either way, takes up hardly any space at all in the house. I actually have 2 different weights now. I have like a 60 pounder, and I think I have the 30 pounder. My wife has actually tried some of the sandbag workouts with the 30 pounder, and she enjoys it as well, which is really cool. And what else? Oh yeah, I actually did end up ordering a kettlebell from the same company. It's another sandbag kettlebell sort of thing, and I like it too. I like kettlebells. These are tools that you can use to get like a lot of bang for your buck. If you're just going to exercise 15-20 minutes a day 3 or 4 days a week, then you can go a long way with having some sandbags at home. You don't have to take time out of your day that much. It takes like 15 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever you want to do. They work a lot of muscles, a lot of mobility things. It's gonna, like, even if you've been working on the gym 5 days a week, strength training, like bench press and squats and stuff, you transition to a sandbag, you're going to discover muscles you did not know you had. Just the stability of lifting up the sandbags is not to be underestimated. It's pretty crazy, the muscles you didn't know you had. So it's good. It's good for mobility, strength training, cardio as well. You can do plenty of cardio stuff. And that's really it. I'm going to get my notes on here. Make sure I didn't forget anything. No, that's it. Invest the money. Don't be scared. Like it's spending money on things for a lot of us. I get that. But it's worth it. Health is key. Make things fun, or experiment, I would say, with different exercises, sports, training regimens. Try and keep things fun and interesting so that it doesn't feel like work. It doesn't feel like a crazy responsibility that you have to do every day, right? Maximize your time that you're already spending doing something that could be a workout. Or if you're already working out, if you're already walking, if you're already hiking, whatever, see if you can find ways to make it more optimal. Another thing, I'm out here on a trail right now that's a lot more hilly than just walking around my neighborhood, which is half the reason I do it. I like hills. It's a better workout. Putting weight on this backpack is a much better workout than not, right? And then see if you can make it easy to get started. Meaning, not get started completely, but get started on any given day, right? Oh, by the way, like the sandbag stuff, I don't even put on shoes. There's less of a risk that it's going to crush a bone if I accidentally dropped it, like on my feet. Totally don't wear shoes, don't need socks. I just pick up the thing and I go, right? It's so handy. Easy to get started. Low barrier to work out. And that's it. That's it, my friends. All right. Well, in this case, I got Jenny here on the leash. She's a little tuckered out now that I scared that poor lady with her dog by having my dog off leash, which is probably something I shouldn't do. But there's not a lot of people out here, in case you haven't noticed so far. Anyways, I hope these tips were handy. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or any other tips that you found helpful over your life. I'd love to hear them. And that's it. I hope you have a good day. Say bye, Jenny. Bye, Jenny.